Hello and welcome to another episode of Comic Book Reviews. If you love comics as much as I do, you're going to subscribe to my channel. I review comics for Comic Crusaders. I also have my own franchises, Adolescent Radioactive Samurai Platypi and Carl Vincent Vampire Hunter. They're available on Comics Central, Indie Planet, and Comixology. Check them out. Stay tuned to this broadcast for more information. Also, like the Facebook pages for each franchise. Check out my Patreon site for some neat original artwork and shows that you won't find on YouTube. Hey comic book fans, Kevin Given back with you once again for another program of comic book reviews. And today I'm going to review two comic books that are extensions of franchises that I grew up with in the 70s. First, The $6 Million Man, and then Star Wars. Let's start with The $6 Million Man, number 3. This issue opens with Steve and Nico under attack by some helicopters in a rainstorm. Steve's bionics are going a little haywire, and they're forcing him to do things he wasn't planning to do. His battery is dead, but gets recharged with a lightning blast, and that's when things go haywire. Looking at the creative team, Christopher Hastings keeps Steve and Nico busy as they attempt to get to the bottom of this mystery. It's a fun issue, as the other two in this title have been, and the excitement level keeps getting turned up a notch or two with each issue. Hastings loves messing with Steve's bionics and putting him in quirky situations where they don't seem to work the way they should. I really enjoy the predicaments he's putting Steve in and the clever ways that Steve responds to his malfunctioning equipment. And that was not a pun, by the way. I just now realized how that sounded. No, it's not a pun. It's his bionics are malfunctioning, not his, But anyway, great stuff includes Steve's attempt to shoot a laser from his bionic eye and the introduction of some of Nico's family. David Hahn's slightly cartoony depictions, as always, fit the tone of this story. His visuals are manic, and they do justice to the ideas that Hastings has presented throughout the series so far. The feel is almost classic Archie. Highlights include Steve's jump onto the helicopter in the middle of a rainstorm, and Steve depicting the accident that caused him to become the Bionic Man, using a soccer ball and what appears to be a toy truck. In conclusion, this series is different from other $6 Million Man comics, and it works. Steve is slightly more humorous than he's ever been, maybe a bit cockier too. He still reminds you of Lee Majors, but it's kind of almost a cross between Steve Austin and Colt Seavers, which is the character Lee Majors played in The Fall Guy. A little more humor here than in the original TV series. Christopher Hastings must be a fan of both shows. This issue has a couple of twists in addition to the fun. And Steve winds up in... no spoilers. To be continued. And now let's look at Star Wars number 65 from Marvel Comics. The Scourging of Shu-Turan, Part 4. The Galactic Empire was able to launch a successful surprise attack on the rebels due to the betrayal of Queen Trios. Han, Luke, and Leia were able to lock down Shu-Turan. Luke was able to mount a successful attack with the help of the Partisans. He's going to try and sabotage the spike in the planet's infrastructure. However, Benthic is not without his own tactics. Looking at the creative team, it's good to see our original crew back together and fighting side by side, which is something that we haven't had with the Disney reboot of this beloved franchise. Kieron Gillen opens this issue with the Queen having to make some tough decisions. Explosives or mining equipment, she asks a subordinate. She knows the rebels have gotten further than they should have, and their defenses have been weakened. The action never lets up in true Star Wars style. Our heroes are back in ways that we haven't seen since the original masterpiece. I love this issue as it shows our heroes doing what they do best, kicking some Empire ass. Gillen captures the personalities of our favorite characters and brings the fun back to their exploits. Great stuff includes Luke getting his groove on while battling alongside the Partisans and watching the Queen sweat a little after her betrayal. Angel and Zueda brings the heroes to life, and they look like their actor counterparts, probably more so than any other Star Wars artist for Marvel has ever done. He truly does this tale justice, and this is some of the best artwork Marvel has out there right now in any title. The attention to detail makes these pages stand out, and the invigorating use of the panels helps the story flow strong enough to match the writer's words. Commander Kancher reminds me of a villainous Nick Fury. This is one title they're getting so right. I am invigorated by the direction this issue is going in. Highlights include the spaceship crash, not saying where, no spoilers, and the splash of Luke and the Partisans attacking the spike. In conclusion, this title is bringing Star Wars back to basics in the way that Rogue One did. I wish this could have been filmed before episodes 7, 8, and 9, so we could have had our heroes together on one last great adventure. I always say that comics can sometimes bring us what the movies fail to do. Kanchar is a much better villain than Kylo Ren. Not to diss Adam Driver. No, he does do a good job in the movies, but the character is, I don't know, kind of written to be a dummy. I don't know. I just don't like how it's written. Sorry for those of you who do, but that's my opinion. I just think he could have been better written than what we see in episodes 7, 8, and probably 9 as well. Of course, we haven't seen 9 yet. But anyway, Cancer is a villain we all love to hate, on par with Darth Vader. Just when you think our heroes have succeeded, no spoilers, to be continued. I give Star Wars 4 stars, a 9.4 rating, and The $6 Million Man 3 stars, an 8.8 rating. If you love comics as much as I do, you're going to subscribe to my channel. I review comics for Comic Crusaders. I also have my own franchises, Adolescent Radioactive Samurai Platypi and Carl Vincent Vampire Hunter. They're available on Comics Central, Indie Planet, and Comixology. Check them out. Stay tuned to this broadcast for more information. Also, like the Facebook pages for each franchise. Check out my Patreon site for some neat original artwork and shows that you won't find on YouTube. And that was our look at comic book reviews for this week. Until next time, this is Kevin Givens saying so long and keep reading those comics.